Good morning, everybody. Fáilte Rash Goody on Forum Show. Welcome back to the Forum. What we are going to do today is make sure that we've paid extra money for all these seats up here. We paid €50 extra per seat, and we're charged €50 whether they're used or not. Some of them have heat in them, better heat than at the back. So what we'd like you to do is come forward, if you wouldn't mind. Make it a bit more intimate. Just one thing that we want to do out of the forum is to get the challenges. So if you haven't put a challenge down for your city, will you come to me and get a piece of paper that we have here? Because this is going to be very, very important legacy from this forum. And if you wouldn't mind just putting the name of your city on it as well. Okay, so we're going to start in a couple of minutes. Okay, best seats are here in the front. Shortly after this session as well, there will be different learn shops. So maybe you might just take the opportunity to look at the program and identify which learn shop you wish to go to. And as you now all know your way around the RDS, they're in the same venues as yesterday. And for those people who are complaining of the cold, Dodder is the hottest part of the building. And you didn't bring your coat. Well, you have it. You could actually, for visitors to the country, you could go into town and buy a nice Irish tweed coat to bring back to you. It looked very nice on you. The other thing you might take an opportunity to do today is to look at the global stories. There are 50 global stories that we've put together. And what we plan to do is have those on exhibition around Dublin over the next few months. We also have an e-car, a Renault Fluence car. Dublin City Council, with some partners, including one of the major electricity suppliers, and Renault. We have 3 e-cars, and there's one outside that you can have a look at. So they're actually based in our main building, and they're designed to be used by people who want to travel around the city. They do up to 100 kilometres on one charge. So there's one outside, so have a look at it. The other thing is I just checked with Adam and Roland from UNDP. They have lots of plaques that they don't particularly want to have to bring back to Geneva. And you don't know the trouble they had getting them into the country. We had to almost go out and bribe customs and excise to get them through. So they're at the back of the hall. Maybe you might even check, would it be okay if they took them for a neighbour? If a neighbouring city? Yeah? So if you wouldn't mind just checking before you go home that there are plaques there with your city's names on them. Okay. As I said, we've paid €50 extra for the seats up here in the front, and we have to pay it regardless of whether you sit on them or not, and they are warmer. The first presentation we're going to have, and Peter will do some introductions in a minute, was a very exciting idea where we got some PhD students to look at an idea, blue sky thinking, and they've come up with a really good idea. And this is something that you can take straight back home with you and work with your local university and say, can we borrow some people for 2 weeks to just do a bit of thinking? That's our first presentation. If anybody's staying around Dublin for a few days, we can recommend some experience if you want to have a look at. The Book of Kells in Trinity College is well worth seeing. Because we're the home of Guinness as well, the Guinness Storehouse is worth a visit. It's the largest visited tourist attraction in the entire country of Ireland, but it's also quite an interesting experience. Also in the city centre, we have some fantastic shopping. I actually play a game with myself when I travel, is I don't go into a shop that's in Dublin. Right, so more and more, and I think this has been mentioned over the last few days about globalization, more and more you go to a city and you see exactly the same stores. But we have some amazing stores here that do Irish crafts. So you can buy some glass, or you can buy some tweed, some coats, some art. And Dublin is also a UNESCO World City of Literature, so why not browse in some of the bookshops and bring back a book from Dublin, saying you bought it in the city of James Joyce. So our guests are now arriving, so I'm going to hand over to Peter. And as I said, the seats up here are available.